Welcome back to the Intuitive Wonderland. I'm your host, Dr. Katie Williams.
I'm your host, Mel Anderson.
And we are here today to talk about fasting.
Yes.
We just did a gateway, which is going to be uploaded onto Patreon very soon because we have a new member of our team.
Yes, we do.
Andrea is our new intern, and she's going to be working on getting our Patreon up and running for all of you. So that's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, we're not the techiest people.
Or time, like
yes,
the time it takes to do all that stuff.
Yes,
so.
exactly.
But today we're going to talk about fasting because you just finished. How many hours did you go?
It was about 72 hours of dry fast.
A dry fast. So no food, no water, nothing.
Yeah. And it feels good. Like, I'm no stranger to fasting. We've talked about fasting, and I've been fasting since I was in, I think I said 10 or 11. I don't remember exactly the age, but it started out it wasn't like I was avoiding, like soda pop or, I would drink whatever. I just wouldn't eat anything, and I could lose 4 pounds overnight. And I just thought, man, for a kind of a portly kid, that was helpful. So I've done quite a bit of extensive fasting, and I have found that dry fasting is just more effective. Say a 1 day dry fast is like a 3 day water fast.
Oh.
Autophagy, where the body breaks down the unuseful cells and the unuseful stuff, and it digs for the nutrition in that way. And when you're dry fasting, the body can also create its own water, just like a camel.
Yeah. Well, that's so interesting.
It really is.
Where does it pull it from?
The fat cells and just everywhere that you just store water.
So it started off when you were young. You wanted to fast in order to lose weight.
Right.
At what point did it become more of a spiritual practice?
I think in my 20s, it became more of a spiritual practice. And it was interesting. In my 20s, I was doing very regular fasting. Like in a 30-day month, I was probably fasting half of it. So I would do like a 3-day fast here, a 4-day fast, a 5-day fast, a 10-day fast. I was just fasting all of the time. And I had way more energy. I never had to search for words. I had a lot of clarity. And one of the things that I noticed that was very interesting, and I didn't know what it meant back then, but I do now. When I would take a deep breath, I could feel energy surging through my hands, and I had no idea what that meant. And I still haven't achieved that again. I mean, I can feel it slightly, but it's not like it was back then because I was so regularly fasting. You're so filled with divine energy when you're fasting.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Okay. So I kind of want to go through the process. You just finished.
Yes.
Last night was your first drink of water.
That's right.
And today was your first bite of food.
Right.
Okay. Yes. So, did you record?
I did. I forgot to do a 3rd day.
Okay, but you have
we're doing it right now.
Some documentation.
Yes, I have 2 days of documentation. The first evening, and then the 3rd day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you notice first in your process? Like if anybody was to be considering something like this and they wanted to be prepared for what to expect, I kind of wanted to touch on all 3 things, like the physical, the mental, and the spiritual.
Yeah. And emotional. Physical,
and
mental, emotional, and spirit. So the interesting thing if I were brand new at fasting and wanted to experience it, I might start with 12 to 18 hours. I wouldn't go beyond that. But I've always been into fasting, and my body just knows what to do when you go into that mode. So in fact, I can get off of a 30 or 40 day fast and immediately eat beef. My body just knows what to do. A lot of people can't do that. It would make them sick. My body doesn't get sick when I do that.
Just for clarity, when you do a 30 or 40 day fast, you're drinking water.
Just water.
Okay.
Well, the first 30-day fast I did was juice fasting. Then I jumped to a 40-day water fast. And then I did a 30-day water fast.
Okay.
So I would really like to venture into more more days of dry fasting, because it is so difficult for me to drink water when I'm fasting. It's difficult. I don't enjoy it. I don't feel like it's not thirst quenching because I'm not thirsty. The entire 3 days, I didn't experience thirst once.
Do you think that's average, or do you feel like you might be outside of the norm?
I don't know if that's average or not. It would be interesting to talk with others that have done dry fasting. I think the majority of people do water fasting or juice fasting.
Mm-hmm. So I did the one.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been talking about it. We've been talking about incorporating fasting into a retreat idea.
Yes.
And I thought I better prepare myself for this. So I think I did a 12-hour the first time, but I did drink tea, water, and beef broth.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then the second time I did, I think, a 35-hour fast.
That's wonderful.
Doing the same thing.
That's wonderful. Yeah. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be very proud of that. I mean, a lot of people, I can't even go to lunch without eating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just depends on the person. And willpower is one of those things that when I'm fasting, I have all the willpower in the world. But when I'm eating, I don't. And I know that sounds interesting. Like, I mean, I can eat really, really healthy, and I generally do. But if I want to have a chocolate croissant, I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. I love it. If I want to drink wine, I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. I want to enjoy the things that I can enjoy. Mm-hmm. So I think
it's easier to overindulge when you're indulging.
Yes.
I think is what you're saying.
Yes, that's correct.
But you're also doing that when you're fasting. You're overindulging with the fast.
Oh, yes, I am. I love it.
So really, it's the same thing.
It's the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you don't experience thirst.
Right. Oh, yeah. You wanted me to talk about the mental, physical, emotional. Okay. So it depends on the fast. Like when I did a 40-day fast, when I got to day 9, I woke up so angry. Just angry. Like there were so many angry thoughts, and I'm like, what is that? And then I'm trying to shove them away, and I haven't even gotten out of bed yet, and I'm so angry, and I can't quite figure out why. And then I remember, oh, you're fasting. So when you're fasting, you're purging not only physical matter, but the mental and emotional garbage that you've been carrying as well. So
that's interesting to me. So you're saying it just comes out, and you don't even know what the association is.
Not necessarily.
Is that where meditation fits in?
That's exactly it. I got up and did a meditation and asked to purge all of that anger and rage. Gone.
But did you know what it was?
What it stemmed from?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily. And, sometimes yes. I mean, the thoughts that were coming to me, I could remember why I was angry in that moment.
Okay.
But still not healthy to hang on to. And I had thought that I had already purged all of that and forgiven all of that.
There was residual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's quite accurate. And so same with mental and physical stuff. So sometimes when physical stuff comes up, you feel a little sicky, not so good. I was really tired during this fast the first couple days, but I'm on the go all the time. Like I go home from work and I'm playing with my nephew, and there isn't much time for me. So thanks to my boss who is in Hawaii right now, I'm house sitting. Mm-hmm. She doesn't need a house sitter, but she's allowing me a staycation there. And so it was really easy to go 3 full days without brushing your teeth, without showering. Oh goodness, you feel icky. You feel so icky. I'm a daily showerer. I brush my teeth often. Yeah. So I was still brushing my teeth with the dry toothbrush. Oof.
Oh, it made my mouth.
I know.
I didn't like that.
It's icky.
Yeah.
It's icky, but the
but
benefits.
so's the stuff it's getting out.
Right.
That's the icky stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
you're kind of aligning with the ick.
Yeah.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're welcoming the ick so it can get out.
That's true. Exactly. And I don't know exactly how long it takes for you to start producing stem cells, but if it's in day 1, but you start producing stem cells. So that's very, Very, very healing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the perks of fasting.
That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, I was talking with my cousin. Her husband had a bout of skin cancer.
Oh.
And just had to have a few more spots removed.
Mm-hmm.
And which brought up me remembering that one of John's friends just told him he has melanoma.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And she said, oh, melanoma is different from most cancers, because with most cancers, it feeds off the sugar. But melanoma, it feeds off of the acids, the protein.
Oh, the amino acids?
The amino acids. And that's why it's so aggressive and harder to kill.
Wow, that's interesting. I did not know that.
And so it's harder to fast with that one and remove sugar out of your diet.
I wonder what specific amino acids.
I don't know. And like I didn't confirm any of this. Like,
right.
Do your own research.
We're going to have to do some research on this.
Look into it before you take me at my word here. But this is just information that I received over the past couple of days. And it was so interesting to me because so when treating cancer, you want to remove the sugar from your diet because that's what feeds it. So that helps it to shrink. Right. Mm-hmm. But then, of course, with, amino acids or whatever that is, you can't do that.
Well, amino acids, you still can fast, and because you're not taking in the amino acids, we only produce 8 or 11 or 9 or I don't know, somewhere in that range of amino acids. And we have to get the rest of the amino acids from food. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, this is so interesting. I felt so much smarter when I read this. Amino acids are these little links that create the protein chain. Mm-hmm. And the amino acid links, you can liken them to the alphabet. And so all of the different proteins that our body needs are like the words of the alphabet. So those links are like different forms of proteins. Isn't that interesting?
That's very interesting.
Because I always thought that a protein was a protein.
Yeah.
It required these amino acids to create a full protein. Well, not necessarily in those same sequences. Maybe for hair growth, you need these certain amino acids. And maybe for diabetes, you need these certain amino acids. So
that is so interesting. Mm-hmm. That also makes me wonder if different forms of food protein play into that as well.
Exactly.
How when I quit eating meat and then I had burning mouth, which I think is not associated with that, because I think it might be hormonal for me now that I'm still experiencing it.
Right.
But at the time I was like, oh, there's something in meat protein that my body needs.
Right. There must be. Well, I know that having been vegan, because that's the other thing about fasting is purging all of that stuff out of your system. Once you've done a lot of fasting and spiritual work, you're less likely to be able to tolerate pork and bottom feeders in the ocean.
Oh.
Because they're lower vibrating. And I've tried to clear it as an allergy, and it's not an allergy. It's an intolerance. So say if I started eating pork right now, I'd be waking up in the middle of the night gasping for air because it gives me apnea.
Really?
That's the effect it has on me. So that's something else to be mindful of. When I started studying with pranic healers and doing the arhatic practices, which just is a more spiritual practice, I started eating a vegan diet. And I felt very good on a vegan diet. I was never puffy. And I felt good about it because I wasn't eating animals. Mm-hmm. But then when I but when I started eating a vegetarian diet, so I was eating dairy and eggs. And then I was putting on weight. It was easier to put weight on. But then when I went to a meat diet, oh my gosh, I had energy. I had energy and vitality that I hadn't had eating vegetarian vegan.
Okay. Interesting.
Now vegan though, you could if you put energy into something, you have longer stretches of energy from the vegan diet. It's interesting. But I just had more of a bursts of energy with the meat diet.
Do you do that kind of fasting too? Or maybe you'll go vegan for a while, or you go vegetarian for a while?
I love to change up the diet. Mm-hmm. I think that's the most important thing we can do for our body is to shock it a little bit and change what you're doing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I go through long periods of time where I'm not drinking. I go through long periods of time where I'm just vegetarian or vegan. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's very helpful.
Okay. So you mentioned the anger that came out.
Yep.
What about the spiritual aspect? Are you feeling like it's easier for you to connect spiritually with like your guides or, angels, anything like that?
So that's always been kind of the same across the board. When I could feel the energy surging through me when I was in my 20s, before I realized that that was a spiritual thing, I wish that I had been more connected like I am now, because I probably would have never been allowed myself to leave that state. I would have continued that road probably. I do have a lot of great psychic senses that are fun and awesome, but sometimes there's a long period of time where I don't have access to them. So I don't know. That's a really good question. I would love to say that yes, I'm way more spiritually inclined. Meditations are more powerful.
Okay, I was going to ask that too, because I remember texting you a couple days ago and you're like, I just came out of a very deep meditation.
That's right. And I was just like, ugh. And I was getting lots of text messages from people and phone calls, like from the boss and from different people. And I just couldn't pull myself back in. I was just so blissful. And of course, I had done a microdose of LSD also, and to help me purge.
How many drops did you do?
2.
2. Okay.
No, 3. Excuse me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, then that was a good pairing with the fasting.
Yes, it was. It was wonderful.
Okay.
I'm ready to. I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
She doesn't have a problem. We've been over this.
Yes, and I actually don't have a craving for it. I'm sorry.
No, it's not you.
I don't have a craving for it. It's really interesting because I was going to do the 3 drops the first day of the fast. And then the second day of the fast, I did, because I wanted to increase. I said, nope, I'm not going to do it. And then the third day of the fast, I didn't want to do it either. So it was just like, so I'm just listening to within to find out what it is that I need to do. And just, I went into it with a thought that I would need to do more. And while I was there, it wasn't.
Okay.
So
intuitive.
Yep. I try to be intuitive.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, we have to come to a close. We have another meeting. Oh,
yes. Jeannie.
Look what Jeannie made us.
Jeannie is our friend who,
let's get close.
We've talked about doing retreats at her house. And one of the things that I love about Jeannie is she loves rocks. She and Jenny have completely bonded over rocks. And she says to me one day when I was at her house, and her garage is full of rocks and she can cut into them and polish them and all that good stuff. And she says to me, and she looks like Stevie Nicks. She's got the blonde hair and all that stuff. And she loves rock music. And she said, when I was in the 80s, I used to watch rock videos. And now I watch rock videos all about rock
stones.
But she is an incredible artist.
Yeah.
And
these were related to?
This was the throat chakra.
So you remember for me. Was it the gateway throat chakra that she, so she painted that while she listened to it?
Yep,
or
while
afterwards?
she was listening to the gateway.
And this one was
one
of mine?
Yes, it was one for you. And I can't remember which. Hey, if you're on there, please let us know.
If you could clarify which was which as related to the other episodes, that would be cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeannie.
So thank you for making those. Yeah. Find a special place for them. Yeah.
So anyhow, I guess we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. And hey, if you guys have ever done a fast, I want to know about it.
Yep.
Tell us what your experience has been fasting. What kind of fast did you do? What did it do for you? Or, what were the challenges? I kind of want to know about your fasting. Yeah. So if you wouldn't mind sharing, that would be great.
Yes, please.
Okay. See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.